here's how it works. Ryan Reynolds filed a motion to dismiss, basically saying, Judge, I don't think I should be in this case. Now get over here. We think you should be in it. You called our client a predator, X, Y, and Z.
I honestly don't understand what Blake and Ryan are still doing at this point. They're out there trying to save face, but they're only wasting money and resources and drowning it even further.
Is that we don't get to use Ryan Reynolds' wild imagination because there's apparently footage, high quality film footage.
For years, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively managed to exist in a glittering bubble of favorable headlines and corporate endorsements. He was the witty actor who seemed to pump out back-to-back hits, from comedic superhero roles to family-friendly blockbusters. She was the fashion-forward star whose red carpet appearances became must-see events, all while launching lifestyle brands and philanthropic efforts. Together, they seemed unstoppable. But behind that shining facade, a conflict was quietly taking root. Whispers about tension on set, backstage spats, and hush legal drama began to swirl. At first, most fans dismissed these rumors as petty tabloid gossip. How could anything truly be wrong with this perfect duo? Yet the seeds of controversy had been planted.
Oh, she now feels like her entire life has been turned upside down. Yeah, and it's your fault.
Those in the know sensed that a storm was brewing, one that would spill over and make headlines far more scandalous than the usual. They're just like us, paparazzi snapshots. If you've been keeping an eye on message boards or gossip podcasts over the last few months, you may have noticed the shift. Mild curiosity transformed into frenzied speculation, amplified by cryptic mentions of lawsuits. The once bulletproof union of Hollywood's favorite sweethearts suddenly felt vulnerable. And that vulnerability, along with the shadow of an excruciating legal battle, became impossible to hide. Not long ago, pictures of Blake Lively appeared. In the tabloids, she was seen at an exclusive horse show wearing an expression that was reported as exhausted or worn down. Headlines described her as a woman under siege, struggling to cope with the pressures of a looming court showdown. The event itself was high-end, complete with wealthy moms sipping lattes and cheering on their kids, who were decked out in expensive equestrian gear. The contradiction was stark. Blake appeared to be in distress, yet she was standing in the midst of a luxury setting most people can only dream of. Naturally, the internet went wild. Some onlookers were sympathetic, buying into the carefully curated narrative of a mother and wife beset by drama she never asked for. Others rolled their eyes, dubbing her a rich victim who might be staging photo ops to garner public pity.
This article in the Daily Mail, an exclusive today. Oh, forlorn Blake Lively breaks cover. Far from Hollywood as insiders reveal new private battle, creeping regret over Justin Baldoni lawsuit.
After all, as many critics pointed out, most everyday people don't attempt to broadcast rough times from the vantage point of an upscale event that screams privilege. Social media lit up with scathing remarks, memes, and a new wave of anti-fan commentary. All of this pushed the question, why would Blake, known for her calculated public image, let herself be photographed in such a seemingly vulnerable position, if not for strategic reasons? It felt to some like the start of a grand PR spin. The overarching message? Feel sorry for me because I'm suffering. But was she really? Or was this an opening move in a brand new chapter of a well-orchestrated cover-up?
Oh, poor Blake. It must be so tough out there. Look at this forlorn. God, her outfits are the worst.
While Blake struggled, or appeared to struggle, in the public eye, Ryan Reynolds found himself in hot water behind the scenes. Court documents revealed that he allegedly branded Justin Baldoni, a rising producer and director, as a predatory figure during private conversations with top-tier Hollywood agents. Baldoni was quickly dropped by WME, the powerhouse agency that had been representing his soaring career. Projects that once seemed unstoppable found themselves in jeopardy. For years, Reynolds basked in Hollywood's unwavering admiration. Many considered him a bankable star with a quick wit and an affable social media presence. But this defamation lawsuit claiming that Ryan's label destroyed Baldoni's professional standing caught everyone by surprise. Suddenly, the man who played snarky superheroes and gentle romantic leads was being painted as someone who cavalierly used his influence to torpedo another individual's livelihood. It's a staggering shift in public perception. Ryan's team quickly filed a motion to dismiss, insisting that his words had been taken out of context. They claimed he never meant to label Baldoni in a specifically criminal sense, and even tried to argue that predator might carry different connotations than sexual predator. However, insiders and legal experts alike raised eyebrows, suggesting this defense smacks of desperation. After all, in Hollywood, calling someone predatory has a loaded meaning, especially post-Weinstein. It insinuates misconduct, exploitation, or worse. For a man who built his brand on being funny, charming, and safe, these accusations chipped away at the polished veneer. It wasn't just about potential legal fallout, but also the looming question. If Ryan was willing to say such damaging words in private, what else might he do behind closed doors? Justin Baldoni wasn't just some random industry hopeful. He was at the helm of Wayfarer Studios, which had struck gold with the film adaptation of It Ends With Us, raking in around $250 million. He had a track record for uplifting narratives, focusing on themes of empathy and understanding, especially around men's relationships with masculinity and consent. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, his biggest Hollywood allies severed ties. From that point on, Baldoni's name turned into a swirling vortex of controversy. Court filings emerged claiming that after Ryan's alleged remarks, key executives at WME concluded Baldoni was too risky to represent. Some in the press implied that references to predatory behavior triggered alarm bells in a post-Me Too landscape, making Baldoni's position untenable at the agency. Whether or not the allegations were fair or backed by evidence, the blow to his career was colossal. In interviews predating the lawsuit, Baldoni had openly talked about challenging traditional views on consent and advocating for deeper emotional awareness among men. His honesty had once been praised. Now, ironically, these very statements were twisted in the legal crossfire, used to paint him as dangerous or untrustworthy. Baldoni's supporters argue that he's become a casualty in a Hollywood game of power and influence, caught in the crosshairs of two A-listers who might have used their star power to intimidate and overshadow. As Baldoni's legal team gears up for the next phase, hoping to force depositions from those at WME, this narrative is far from resolved. Each new filing intensifies the sense that Baldoni is on a mission not just to clear his name, but to reveal the murky underside of an industry all too prone to whisper campaigns. The tension goes deeper than just Ryan, Blake, or Justin. Insiders say there's a reason so few WME agents have gone on record about this fiasco: fear. When you're dealing with a talent as lucrative as Ryan Reynolds, stepping out of line can be career suicide. Millions of dollars are at stake, not just for the agencies, but for film studios, brand endorsements, and entire marketing ecosystems built around the star's image. Rumors of hushed meetings and intense internal memos have permeated Hollywood circles. Tabloid leaks suggest that WME staffers have been warned against discussing any details of what Ryan allegedly said. Meetings are reportedly conducted in near secrecy, with staffers told to keep all records and emails locked down. Others suspect that non-disclosure agreements might be circulating at breakneck speed, ensuring no one dares to blow the whistle. This vacuum of information has only heightened speculation. Why the extraordinary effort to hide or bury Ryan's statements, unless they were devastating enough to jeopardize not just his brand, but also WME's relationships with him? Some folks wonder if agents might lie or conveniently forget the specifics under oath. After all, in an environment where loyalty often translates to job security, it wouldn't be the first time people twisted facts to protect a superstar client. Such secrecy typically signals one thing: what's at risk isn't just one actor's career, it's an entire network of financial interests. Hollywood thrives on illusions of glamour, but behind those illusions, it's still a cutthroat business. Everyone's scrambling to shield themselves from blowback. And if that means sweeping the truth under the plushest rug in Beverly Hills, so be it. Meanwhile, Blake's attempts to control the narrative have become increasingly obvious. After the equestrian photos flopped on social media, prompting more mockery than compassion, her team tried other tactics. They planted stories about her desire for a normal family life, showing her grocery shopping or dropping kids off at school. These carefully timed paparazzi shots landed in predictable outlets like Just Jared and People, often accompanied by articles portraying her as a mother, bravely facing turmoil for the sake of her children. Yet the public reaction remained icy. Social media skeptics labeled these appearances as pseudo-relatable stunts. The internet can be fiercely unforgiving, especially when it suspects manipulation. And every time a new candid moment appeared, it seemed so conspicuously polished that people only grew more suspicious. Complicating matters, a theory began circling on Reddit and various gossip boards. Blake's PR team could be buying sympathy, or negotiating terms with media outlets for favorable coverage. While such allegations can be tough to prove, they caught fire online because they felt consistent with the otherwise baffling reversal in coverage from certain tabloids. Sites that traditionally love to troll celebrities for their missteps were suddenly releasing warm, sympathetic stories about Blake. To many fans, the abrupt shift seemed more staged than genuine, and so each new article backfired, fueling speculation that this was all just one big media charade. Instead of seeing Blake as a frazzled mother just trying to survive under intense pressure, more and more commenters branded her as a privileged star using her children as pawns to win pity. From the outside, it might look like a classic Hollywood meltdown in real time, where every move made to fix the problem only pours more gasoline on the fire. So, where does it all lead? The court battles are far from over. If the judge rejects Reynolds' motion to dismiss, depositions will proceed, and that could unleash a tidal wave of revelations. Agents, assistants, and even idle bystanders might be subpoenaed to testify. If even one person corroborates that Ryan deliberately labeled Baldoni in a way meant to harm his career, the defamation claims become exponentially harder for him to shake. For Blake, any new leaks or contradictory statements could finalize her downfall in the court of public opinion. Her brand hinges on the illusion of warmth, authenticity, and style. But if repeated attempts to manipulate public sentiment keep failing, her credibility may shatter beyond repair. Even if she were to come out tomorrow with a tearful confession or a heartfelt apology, there's a strong chance it would be dismissed, as yet another spin. For Justin Baldoni, the stakes remain monumental. Clearing his name could reignite his career and position him as someone who took on two of the biggest names in Hollywood, and won. But if his legal team fails to prove actual malice or damage, all the public commotion might amount to little. More than a cautionary tale of how precarious success can be in an industry fueled by the whims of big stars and bigger egos. Meanwhile, on the sidelines, major players like WME watch anxiously. They stand to lose millions if depositions cast them as complicit in a cover-up, or if a high-profile client like Reynolds decides to jump ship. The fear of legal exposure, plus the intangible threat of a reputation hit, could trigger a chain reaction of behind-the-scenes deals and hush settlements. Hollywood thrives on spectacle, but it equally thrives on secrecy. When push comes to shove, these parties might try to bury the hatchet before the public sees too much of the real, unfiltered drama. From the outside, Hollywood often looks like a fairy tale land packed with glamorous events, million-dollar deals, and star-studded relationships that sparkle under camera flashes. But as we've seen with the ongoing turmoil circling Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, and Justin Baldoni, that sparkly surface can hide tensions, vendettas, and desperate plays for power. One offhand remark, one lawsuit, or one poorly timed paparazzi shot can smash the brittle scaffolding holding a public image together. At the heart of this story lies a question that's bigger than any single scandal. How much of what we consume about our favorite celebrities is real, and how much is a meticulously constructed charade? If industry insiders really are going silent out of fear, if PR teams truly are staging relatable moments that backfire, and if the legal system is on the verge of unearthing a maelstrom of secrets, then perhaps it's time for fans and followers alike to reconsider just how much faith we put into polished social media posts and carefully edited interviews. Only time will tell if Ryan's brand can rebound from these damning accusations, or if Blake can ever regain the public's trust after so many questionable PR moves. Justin Baldoni, meanwhile, stands at a crossroads that could either vindicate him or leave him further marginalized. In the end, Hollywood thrives on reinvention, so maybe all three will bounce back, shining brighter than ever. But for now, the cracks are undeniable, and the truth is impossible to ignore. What do you think? Are you convinced by the ongoing narrative of sorrow, regret, and misunderstood intentions? Or do you believe we're witnessing one of the biggest PR debacles of recent memory? Let us know your take. Because in a world where perception is everything, your opinion might just tip the scale on who walks away unscathed and who faces a permanent fall from grace. That wraps up the high-tension breakdown. Each section introduces fresh revelations, keeps the momentum brisk, and sidesteps repetitive introductions or formulaic chapter language. The aim is to give viewers a sense of genuine progression, always revealing something new and provocative rather than circling around the same point. If everything here aligns with the flow and tone you're looking for, we can refine further. Let me know if you want to tweak any transitions or deepen certain angles. I've kept the script direct, slightly mysterious, and geared toward maximum engagement, all while maintaining a clear narrative that avoids drifting into filler or repetitive phrasing. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more stories like this.